Cheers, friends.
Hey there,
Welcome to the W.
at Mandalay Bay.
If it looks familiar, it's because it used to be Delano. It's still connected to Mandalay Bay, but it's way quieter with its own vibe. We spent a weekend here to see if this stylish, wellness-focused hotel actually lives up to its luxury branding. We'll take you through the rooms, dining, pools, Skyfall Lounge, and yep, what it costs.
Now, we booked with American Express and got a few perks, but was it a smart splurge or just a pricey way to feel fancy? We'll walk you through what we paid, what we got, and whether it was actually worth it.
So stick around. By the end of this video, you'll know if W Las Vegas is your kind of stay, or if you're better off saving those points for something else.
And hey, if you like real travel talk reviews with a mix of budget and boutique, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because we've got plenty more coming. This place has worn a few different names over the years. Opened in 2003 as The Hotel, rebranded to Delano in 2014, and as of late 2024, welcome to the W Las Vegas. Still part of Mandalay Bay, but now with Marriott's W branding.
The building hasn't changed much. It's still all suite, smoke-free, casino-free, but now it's got those W touches, dramatic lighting, moodier public spaces, and a little more attitude.
One thing that hasn't changed? The size. W Las Vegas has 1,117 suites, which is just a fraction of the size of Mandalay Bay, which spans a massive 120 acres and includes 3,200 rooms.
W, on the other hand, still got a luxury experience, but with a quieter, more personal feel. The big advantage? You're just steps away from everything Mandalay Bay has to offer.
The vibe's definitely more social now, especially in the lobby. But if you stayed here before, it won't feel unfamiliar. Layout's the same, rooms are the same. It's still a quieter escape compared to the buzz of Mandalay Bay.
And that's kind of the point. No ding 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 from the slot machines, no cloud of cigarette smoke in the air, just a sleek lobby, some Mojave boulders for flair, and a chill atmosphere.
During our stay, the rebranding was still new and clearly not done, so expect more renovations and the W branding upgrades down the road.
Now, here's where things can get a little tricky. Because the W is now a part of the MGM collection with Marriott Bonvoy, you can earn or redeem Bonvoy points, but only if you book through Marriott's site. No third-party sites, no retroactive perks.
And if you have status with MGM and Marriott, they won't just swap. MGM status can match into Bonvoy, but not the other way around. And we booked through American Express Fine Hotels and Resorts, which gave us different perks, so our Bonvoy status didn't really factor in. Alright, let's talk about where W Las Vegas actually is. If you've never been to Vegas, you might be thinking, well, it's on the Strip, so it's right in the middle of everything, right? Oh no, not exactly. W Las Vegas is way down on the south end of the Strip, connected to Mandalay Bay. It's not quite off the beaten path, but you're definitely not in the middle of the action like you would be at Bellagio or Caesars. Now that can be a good thing, depending on what you're here for. If you're going to Allegiant Stadium for a game or concert, this is one of the closest hotels you can stay at. And if you like quieter spots without the crowds, this part of the Strip is a lot more relaxed. Now let's talk parking, because if you're driving in, you're going to want to know this ahead of time. It ain't free. Like most MGM properties, W Las Vegas charges for both self-parking and valet. During our stay, self-parking was $20 a day for hotel guests, $25 a day for non-guests. If you wanted a valet, that was $40 a day plus tip. Now, if you're an MGM Rewards Platinum member or higher, you get free self-parking. So if you got status, make sure to use it. Also, there's no separate parking garage for W Las Vegas. You'll be parking in the Mandalay Bay garage and walking over. It's not far, but just something to keep in mind if you're hauling luggage. If you're coming by taxi, shuttle, or rideshare, you'll be dropped off right at the main entrance of the W. Super easy, no extra walking needed. And this is also where you can pick up a rideshare or a taxi. Alright, so first things first, pulling up to W Las Vegas It definitely gives off a different vibe than a lot of other strip hotels. No massive casino entrance, no flashy lights. Just a sleek, modern entrance that feels a little more high-end and a little more low-key.
We got in around noon, and since we booked through Amex Fine Hotel and Resorts, early check-in was supposed to be available if there were rooms ready. So the big question, did we actually get in early?
So walking into the lobby, first thing you'll notice is that it's quiet. Like real different from a casino hotel. Check-in desk is right up front. No need to wander through a giant gaming floor just to get your room. Now check-in time here is officially 3 p.m. But we were hoping for early check-in through our Amex, but turns out it all depends on availability, and Lady Luck just wasn't with us today.
That's one thing to keep in mind. Early check-in is not guaranteed, even with Amex. If the hotel's full the night before, you might be waiting until that 3 p.m. check-in time.
So the next thing, did we get our room upgrade? A couple weeks before check-in, we got an email offer to upgrade to a Stay Well W Premier King Suite for an extra $13 a night. Now that's not a bad deal. And that is different from the room upgrades you get from Status or through a credit card perk.
Now, in the past, we've seen grades be more about getting a better view rather than the bigger room. So we were curious, would this actually be an upgrade or just a different floor?
And the verdict? Well, we'll show you that when we get to the room tour. The point being, don't assume an upgrade means a totally different experience.
Since the room wasn't ready, we dropped our bags at the bell desk. It was super easy. No charge to hold them, but don't forget to tip when you pick them up.
So we're checked into the W's Stay Well Premier King Suite, and first impressions are, it's pretty bright. They have these light neutral colors, this gray carpet, beautiful floor to ceiling windows, which is a huge contrast to the kind of dark and moody ambiance of the hallways getting up here. There's some elegant touches here with this featured wall with the television set, and the gold accents, black and white artwork, and some modern stylish furniture. And it all definitely matches the photos that we saw online. This suite is 725 square feet, so it is definitely spacious. We have two separate rooms, have a bedroom and a living space, both with their own separate AC units, plus 1.5 bathrooms. In the living space, you have half a bathroom, so there's a toilet and a sink. You get a wet bar, get a nice desk to work from, as well as a television set. Then you have your couch and your chair. And again, these floor-to-ceiling windows, which bring in a lot of light. Now the windows don't open, but you do have one of the fresh air vents to open up to get some air into the room. And this little thing missed by housekeeping to let you know it's working. And over in the bedroom, you have this king-size bed, a huge armoire with double closets and plenty of drawers, along with a comfy chair and reading light. And the bed, I feel, is more on the firmer side. Now in a Stay Well suite, you get a natural memory foam Stay Well mattress. They also advertise something called circadian lighting. I'm not really sure exactly what that is or how that works, but the lighting in here is pretty decent. There are two TVs in the suite, one in the living room and one in the bedroom, but they're not modern smart televisions. I didn't find any option here to cast from a personal device to the TV, which you might find in other hotel rooms at the same price point. There were a decent amount of outlets, although the ones underneath the lights are pretty well worn, and so the stuff just falls out of them. The Wi-Fi was fast and stable, so there's no issues there. If you're planning on working from the room, you should be good to go. The main bathroom is spacious and stylish. You do have a separate room for the toilet area. You have double sinks so two people can get ready. This huge soaking tub and a separate shower. Now the granite countertops, the waterfall spout on the bathtub, and this fancy filter attached to this shower, along with these black marble walls, really do kind of give it a luxurious feel. With the Stay Well package, it does advertise this vitamin C shower infuser and purified water. I can't say I noticed any difference. It definitely tasted the same. Gotta try it, right? Now the toiletries are pretty standard, just your body wash, shampoo, conditioner, hand soap, body lotions. Nothing luxurious on that front. The water pressure was solid. There's plenty of hot water and no draining issues, which is always nice. Now let's talk about the mini bar. These things are a trap here in Vegas. Do not touch them. Stay far away from them. They're pressure sensitive, so the second you move something, you're gonna be charged. Like these bottles of water back here, $25 a piece. A can of soda, $12. A cup of coffee, $16. And if you put something inside there, a personal item to keep cool, or you pick something up and put it back down and you want to reset the system, $65. Stay away. And I'm really surprised because this is an all-suite hotel. There is no refrigerator for personal use here. You have to request it, and I'm guessing there's going to be another charge for that. Now the room technically has a strip view. I mean, that is Las Vegas Boulevard right down there, but we're really overlooking the airport. I had to kind of pan to the left to actually see the strip. But surprisingly, there was no real noise from the airport. Airplanes, helicopters, didn't hear any of that during the night. You will hear sirens going down the street. That comes through quite clear. And you can hear what is going on out in the hallway, and I can hear the people next door to us when they're on the phone. However, the nice thing is the W is a very chill and normally very quiet hotel, so really not a problem.
Walking into the room, it was a pleasant surprise. I didn't anticipate a separate living space and bedroom. The bedroom itself was super comfortable. I loved the way it was decorated. The bathroom was very deluxe with a huge tub, almost too big to soak in. The bed was super comfortable to sleep in. I do always appreciate the extra pillows. The room temperature was comfortable all night. Bedroom itself, I'm not sure if it's the headboard that reduces sound, but you didn't hear anything at all while we were in here.
So overall, the room felt very clean and very well maintained. There is a little bit of wear and tear here and there, nothing major. The furniture is in good condition and everything functioned as expected. The room has a very neutral smell. The air filter is doing its job. And notably out in the hallways, they're not really pumping in that casino fragrance. It does smell very neutral out there as well. Now we did get upgraded to the Stay Well Premier King Suite. It was an extra $13 a night. We got an email just a couple weeks before our stay. You might want to keep an eye out for that because that was a pretty decent deal, I think. It advertises extra wellness features like an air purification system, aromatherapy infused spaces, the soundscape machine, and that vitamin C shower infuser. Now the air purifier is there and running. When it's working, you don't really notice it. It's very quiet. It's not obstruction at all. The soundscape machine was available, but we didn't use it. And they also advertised something called an energizing mirrors, but honestly, they all just seemed like regular mirrors to me. The Stay Well upgrade is a small price to pay if you like the idea of air purification and memory foam mattresses. So they just changed over to the W about 2 months before our stay, so they really haven't had a lot of chance to make any major changes. It was a soft switchover. They did not shut down the hotel to do any major renovations just yet. Speaking to some of the employees here, sounds like they have a 2-year plan to renovate the hotel and change it over to a more traditional Marriott W style hotel. They've already changed the name on the building and they have changed the music here, but it still has the Delano's very chill, laid back, desert aesthetic vibes. Now let's talk pools, because if you're booking W Las Vegas, you might be picturing that fancy rooftop scene with cocktails, cabanas, and cool people taking selfies with the skyline.
And normally, yeah, that's what you'd get. The Wet Deck is W's private rooftop pool. Stylish, laid back, kind of feels like you're in a magazine ad. But if you're visiting in the winter like we did, don't pack that bathing suit just yet.
Wet Deck closes for the season. Pool season is usually March through October, so that whole rooftop vibe, not happening this trip.
But there is one pool that stays open, and here's where it gets a little weird. It's over at Mandalay Bay, just next door, and it's listed as Moorea Beach Club. Only it's not actually Moorea Beach Club.
Turns out, during winter, they rebrand one of the regular Mandalay pools, specifically the West Lagoon pool, and just call it Moray for some reason. So you're not getting that adults only day club vibe Moray is known for.
But the pool is heated, which is nice, and on a sunny day, you'll definitely see lots of folks out there soaking it all in. But that being said, this is winter in Vegas, so once the sun dips, it gets chilly fast.
Now, if you're looking for a spa day, W Las Vegas does have its own bathhouse spa. Now, this isn't just a couple of massage rooms in a basement. It's a full spa experience with saunas, steam rooms, and a whole lineup of treatments.
If you're looking to squeeze in a workout, W Las Vegas does have a fitness center, but keep in mind, it's not open 24 hours. Hours are 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily.
The setup was pretty solid for a hotel gym. Treadmills, free weights, weight machines, enough to get a decent workout in.
Now, if you're feeling a little fancy, W Las Vegas offers a couple of VIP upgrades you can add on to your stay.
For $125 a day, you get the VIP experience, which includes luxury airport transportation, early check-in and late checkout, and access to the VIP lounge. If you like extra perks and convenience, this might be worth it.
For $500 a day, if you're staying in a penthouse or a loft suite, you could add butler service. This includes in-room check-in, turn-down service, priority dining and spa reservations, even pet services like dog walking. Definitely not necessary, but if you're splurging on a high-end suite, it's an option.
So let's talk food. If you're staying at W Las Vegas, you're not going to find a giant buffet or massive food court with 100 different options. Instead, W keeps it simple with just a few higher-end spots, focusing more on quality over quantity.
One thing to note, Della's Kitchen is permanently closed. So if you've stayed here back when it was the Delano and you were hoping to grab breakfast, that's no longer an option. If you do want breakfast, you'll either be grabbing something from 3940 Coffee and Tea or heading over to Mandalay Bay.
Now, if you've looked up dining at the W, you might have seen Rivia listed as one of the main spots. But just a heads up, it's permanently closed now. And there's no word yet on what's going to take its place.
And then you got Skyfall Lounge. This is one of the go-to cocktail spots in Vegas for visitors and locals alike. Just know there is a strict, smart, casual dress code, so no flip-flops, no jerseys. In exchange, though, you'll get some of the best rooftop views in town, plus a solid lineup of craft cocktails.
If you're just looking to grab a drink in a more relaxed setting, Franklin Lounge in the lobby is a solid option. While W Las Vegas doesn't have a ton of dining options, once again, Mandalay Bay is right next door, which opens up a lot more choices. One of the best brunch deals we found was at Border Grill. For $44.99 per person, it's a tapas-style brunch where you can order up to 3 small plates at a time for 2 hours. If you like variety, it's a great way to try a little bit of everything. We sat on the patio, which had plenty of heaters for the cooler weather, and I did notice a big fan for the summer months, so the spot would work year-round.
The food was solid across the board. Nothing was bad, and you could tell they used quality ingredients. But because it is a pre-prepared brunch, nothing came out piping hot. Some of my favorites were the campechana, which was really fresh and lime-forward with a crispy tortilla, and the prickly pear chai parfait, which was refreshing and made me actually want to try making chai pudding at home. The birria hash and eggs had a little bit of a kick, but no consomme, so it was a bit different than what you might expect. The only real letdowns were the steak and egg, which was a bit tough, and the breakfast taco, which was dry, even though they did accommodate my allergy with a corn tortilla.
For me, the horchata French toast stood out. It was sweet, but not overly sweet, and the Mexican chocolate drizzle made it taste more like a milk chocolate French toast. The chilaquiles were on the spicier side, but it had a bright pico, which helped balance it out. And if you do like the heat, the Diablo chicken and churro waffles definitely bring it. Those 2 little chicken nuggets were enough to make my nose run, but the onion and churro waffle do help. My only miss was the conchas and jam. The concha itself was really dry. The sauce helps a little. Overall, the brunch is worth it if you want variety. You're not getting made-to-order food, but the flavors were great, and the portions let you try a little bit of everything. If you're staying at the W and looking for a good brunch spot nearby, this is one to keep in mind. For our first night's dinner, we ate at Carama's by Wolfgang Puck over at Mandalay Bay. It's a nice sit-down option if you're looking for something convenient while staying at the W.
Yeah, it's got a modern, relaxed vibe. The service, super friendly, not pushy at all, which I really appreciate. They answered all of our questions and really took the time to make sure we had everything we need.
I started with an old-fashioned made with 10-year aged whiskey. It set me back $30, but it was smooth, sweet, and had no burn at all. They also offer 15-year and 20-year aged options, so if you're into whiskey, it's worth checking out. Just be sure to ask the price first.
For dinner, I got the bolognese with gluten-free pasta, and let me tell you, if I didn't know it was gluten-free, I wouldn't have guessed. The pasta was solid, cooked just right. The sauce had a ton of meat, which was great, but I kind of wished for a little more tomato just to balance it out.
And I went with the sausage pizza minus the broccolini. And at first glance, it looked amazing. Charred, puffy crust, plenty of sausage and cheese. But here's the thing. The crust was a little too soft for my liking. Even though the bottom looked well done, the sauce was bright, a little acidic, which I liked. But the cheese and sausage didn't pop with flavor. And because the crust was so limp, the toppings just kept sliding off. So I ended up just rolling it up and eating like a pizza croissant.
But then dessert came and saved the night. We ordered the stracciatella gelato, and oh my god, this was so good. They bring out this house-made vanilla gelato, then pour melted dark chocolate over it right at the table. First you get this rich, creamy vanilla, and then the dark chocolate hardens a little, giving you this slight crunch and a deeper chocolate flavor. Easily my favorite part of the meal.
Will we come back? Yeah, but maybe next time I'd try something different. The service was great, and it's a comfortable spot, but for the price, I expect a little more from the food. That said, if you're at Mandalay Bay and want a casual sit-down meal, this could be a solid option. Maybe just start with dessert. Alright, by now you've probably picked up that W Las Vegas is not trying to compete with the high-octane party hotels on the Strip. So no nightclub, no casino, no big-name DJs or live music. And that's not a knock, that's the point. W's more of an oasis. But if you're looking for a nightcap with a view, that's where Skyfall Lounge comes in. Now, just because W itself is light on nightlife, doesn't mean you're out of luck. The good news? That's right. Mandalay Bay again, which has a solid mix of bars, live music, and other experiences. Be sure to check out our full review of the resort and all it has to offer. We'll link to it in the description below. Okay, so here's something new since we stayed here. As of May 12, 2025, the U.S. Federal Trade Commission passed a rule saying hotels have to include all mandatory fees, like resort fees, in the advertised room price. No more sneaking add-ons at checkout. Thank you very much. When we booked, we locked in a standard W Premier King Suite for $218 total before taxes. With taxes and fees, that's another $29.16. Brought our total to $247.16, which isn't bad for this luxury hotel. But here's the kicker. Those third-party sites often don't include resort fees in their total, so we had to pay that separately on-site, which added another $113.38 for the 2 nights. On top of that, we chose a $13 a night upgrade for the Stay Well room, so that's another $26. All in, our stay came out to $386.54. But it doesn't end there. We booked through American Express Fine Hotels and Resorts, and because I have a platinum card, we get a $200 hotel credit each year. So after that perk, we actually only paid $186.54 total for the 2 nights at the luxury hotel on the Strip. Honestly, for what we got, that was a solid deal. Now look, there are a bunch of travel credit cards out there with different perks. We're not a credit card channel, we're not advocating for any of them, so we're not going to get into all that. But for full transparency, we used our Amex Platinum to book this stay, and that came with a $200 hotel credit plus a $100 property credit we used on food and drinks. Not bad since we already had the card. But a word to the wise, before you get into travel credit cards, read all the fine print and do your homework. They're only worth it if you're going to take advantage of all the perks, and trust us, the perks have caveats. Do it wrong, and you could be eating a pretty costly bill. All right, so after a couple nights at W Las Vegas, how did it hold up? Well, it delivers where it counts. It's got that chill atmosphere, a sleek design, and that tucked away exclusive vibe you feel the moment you check in.
The suite was exactly as advertised. Spacious, well-designed, and comfortable. The bed was a little on the firmer side, and for a hotel branded as luxury, I think I expected a little more plushness in the pillows. We did get that Stay Well upgrade, and honestly, I can't say I noticed a huge difference. But if you have allergies or sensitivities, the air purification and shower infuser might make a bigger impact on you.
One of the highlights of our stay is the Skyfall Lounge. It's not so easy to find a relaxed upscale spot with strip views like that. The atmosphere was laid back, not overcrowded, and it made for a really chill evening overlooking the city lights. Now, drinks here are a little more expensive than your average casino bar, but honestly, not by much. The experience makes it totally worth it, so we look forward to coming back here again.
Since it's off season, we didn't get to experience the wet deck, but I'd bet that in the summer, having a smaller, more exclusive pool is a huge perk. The amenities overall are on par with Mandalay Bay, so you're not really missing out on much by choosing to stay here instead.
For us, the value was solid. We booked through Amex Fine Hotels and Resorts, which gave us that $300 in perks. So yeah, felt like money well spent. But even without that, our totals came to less than $200 a night, which seems like a reasonable price for this experience, even with the pools being closed.
So who is the W Las Vegas best suited for? I'd say anyone looking for a quiet, upscale retreat away from the nonstop energy of the Strip. This is not a hotel for the budget-conscious traveler. It's definitely a luxury experience. But if you're someone who wants to be in Vegas without the chaos of the casino...
And for us, yeah, we'd stay here again. The low-key luxury vibe worked. And the connection to Mandalay Bay gave us everything we needed without being surrounded by the crowds.
Now, if we had to choose between the W Las Vegas and Mandalay Bay, which would we pick? For me, I'd stay here again. You're not really any closer to the action by staying at Mandalay Bay, and the W Las Vegas just feels more comfortable. And if you've got questions about the resort, the Marriott perks, or anything we didn't cover, drop it in the comments. We love chatting with you all.
We really appreciate you spending a little of your day with us and all the friends that we've made here on YouTube. Whether you're a luxury traveler or just curious if a high-end stay like this delivers the value, it means a lot to have you along. If you're into honest reviews, real costs, and the occasional dry humor, we'd be glad to have you join us on our next adventure. So till next time, friends.
Cheers.